Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Janine Harry, and it is so good to be back with another video. So, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hop on here and to tune in. I do appreciate that so much. I will leave all formality talk for at the end of this video. For now, I simply just want to get into this video, and I have been called to speak about one of the ways in which we can determine whether our relationships are strong or not. Now, there are obviously many things or factors to consider when wanting to determine whether your relationship is strong, whether it is solid. And if we get into a whole discussion of all these factors, this particular video might not come to an end because there is no end to how many factors determine the strength of a relationship. And also, I am no relationship expert, so I can only speak about what I know, but I do not want to identify as the person who knows it all when it comes to relationships, simply because relationships are complex, people are complex, and we don't know much about the complexity. We only know as we go along, right? So today I want to ask you, would your relationship still be in existence if no one knew about your relationship? I will repeat that question. Will your relationship still be in existence if no one knew about your relationship? So think about it this way. A lot of the times, so many relationships continue because it gets outside support, and it continuously gets these forms of outside support. So here's an example. You might not have only told the people in your life that you are in a relationship. You might have gone as far as publicizing your relationship to the point of uploading tons of couple photos. You may have started a joint YouTube channel, a joint TikTok account. You may have quite literally just identified with this identity of being in a relationship to the point where everyone knows everything about your relationship. They know what your partner looks like, they know where you guys are at, what you guys are constantly doing, and so forth. And when we publicize our relationships, we will receive lots of support from both people we know and also people that we don't know personally. So, for example, people may say things like, "Oh my word, your girlfriend is so beautiful. Oh my word, your man is so handsome. You guys make such a cute couple. I am rooting for you guys. I hope that you guys stay together forever. I hope that you guys get married." You might even get those questions which influences you to propose. You know, those questions of, so when are you guys getting married? When are you guys moving in together? When are you guys going to have kids? So all of these questions and all of these compliments sort of compels people to keep on pushing within their relationships, to keep on making their relationships work, when in actual fact, things are going downhill behind closed doors. Okay? And this proves that a lot of the times people decide to stay in a relationship, they decide to make things work, they decide to endure a relationship to its detriment simply because they are trying to please the outside world. A lot of times people might be thinking, well, I don't want to be in this relationship. Things are not working for me. But if I end things, I am so going to disappoint so many people out there, so many people that actually love the fact that we are together. And this is why so many marriages continue, because it's like, well, what would the family say if we get a divorce? What would the kids say, right? So, a lot of relationships, even marriages, it continues not because the two people within the relationship were honest enough with themselves to realize that, hey, like we should make things work and we want to be together. The relationship continues only because there is this obligation or this sense of obligation that the two people have towards everyone else that is supposedly supporting the union. However, there's a flip side to this. The best relationships, the ones which can endure the most chaos, the true soulmate connections, those are the relationships that not many people know anything about. Those are the relationships held between two people that understand that relationships are sacred. It's not a community project. It's something that should be built behind closed doors, and when need be, we will share our dynamic with the world out there. So, the strongest relationships are the ones that have the least influence. Because think about it in this way, if you are with somebody and you are not getting the societal support from people that are saying things like, oh, you guys make such a cute couple, you guys are so amazing together. If you find yourself in a relationship where there was absolutely no support in terms of the fact that the relationship has been private, which means that obviously no support or no applause is coming through. If you find yourself in such a relationship where no one knows anything about it, but yet you guys still kept on going, it means that you kept on going because you actually want to be together. That's the golden thread right there. It's because you actually want to be together, not because anybody is encouraging you to continue going. That is the golden thread right there. It's when your decision to remain within the relationship is solely based on how you feel about that person, not based on how everyone else feels. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in these traps where we believe that only if my partner publicly says he or she loves me, it means that, hey, they must really love me. We find ourselves in these traps where we believe that love is something that should be publicized, love is something that should be public. We base the worth of our relationships, we base the value of our relationships in terms of how much other people know, how much we are willing to share, how much support and attention we are getting. But this brings us right back to the question I posed at the beginning of this video. Would your relationship still be going? Would it still be in the process of continuing if no one knew anything about your relationship? And that question will help you determine every single thing you need to know about the strength of your relationship. A lot of people know that their relationships are fragile. They know that their relationships are on shaky grounds. But instead of confronting that and working on that, they try to override the shakiness of the relationship by extracting support from the people around them. So it's a dilemma that looks a bit like this. Well, things are not going great in this relationship. Let's see if I can put this relationship out there. Maybe if we get support, maybe if we get attention, maybe if the people out there say that we are such a great couple, maybe then we will feel stronger as a unit. And this is why so many people start joint YouTube channels, joint couple pages, because that is the only thing that will allow them to tolerate each other. It's when they are able to give themselves or turn the relationship into a brand. But what happens when there is no social media, when there is no support? Can you still sit with each other? Can you still sit in the presence of each other, regardless of the fact that, hey, no one knows anything about this relationship. That is what helps you determine whether your relationship can make it for the long run. Now, this doesn't mean that we shouldn't post couple photos or publicize our relationship or even turn our relationship into some sort of brand if you are into the business of wanting to create joint YouTube accounts and so forth. This doesn't mean that social media is a bad thing. This doesn't mean that making things public is a bad thing. But sometimes you need to also ask yourself the question, which we will always have to return to: would my relationship still be going if no one knew anything about it? If no one was there to sort of like give us the support, to sort of like give us that encouragement? So that's one thing I would like you to consider today. I have no idea why I was called to speak about relationship dynamics today. Maybe something's in the air, I have no idea. But this is definitely something to ponder on. I love it, and I hope that it resonates. So I will leave this video right here for now. I'll be back with another video sometime in the week or perhaps next week. But all I need to say, or all I will say for now, is that if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please do subscribe and give this video and channel your love. And if you know somebody who might need to see this video, do not hesitate to share the link of this video with that person. Okay? I'm sending you so much love and virtual hugs. Till next time, have an amazing day further.